see. Share my screen. Entire screen. Screen one. I should have my screen on. Okay. All right. Let's see. Uh, when I click here, do you guys still see my share screen or no? When I click, you guys still see everything. Do you guys still see it now or no? Currently, saw that order flow. Now, do you guys see it or no? Says you
Yeah, we
see.
can see it. We see you trading right now.
Okay, so now you can see trading. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So you guys want me to start? I'm gonna start right now. Uh, okay. So I'm gonna I'm gonna start by just viewing last week's how we traded. Okay, and then we'll talk about what we expect to do and how to confirm it using the software and stuff. Okay. Uh, I start first of all. Uh, uh, okay. So first of all, we know we've had uh we've had a new contract, right? So I like to first of all start with this. So uh this is just news. So we just to start by seeing like what news we have. So just to see what's happening. Martin's terminal. This is Bloomberg from Timo, guys. Uh, I've heard about Trump and Iran potentially like sending threats to each other, so we'll have to see how the market will react to that. But at this point, man, the market just got used to war, man. We've been in a war market for like 2 weeks now, 3 weeks maybe. We've seen like kind of calm down. Uh, the ground invasion, the one that the U.S. did. Yeah, it because it happened when the we'll just have to see how the market opens, like the future side, and then we can determine it for SPY. Uh, okay. So, uh, let me see. What kind of questions do you guys have for futures? I'm gonna go into like how I do my weekly stuff. Like I'll show you on my last week's levels and shit. This was last week. Like my levels got like the high of week to the low of week. I know it's kind of overwhelming, the levels, but think about it this way. Each two levels with the same color is a balance area, right? And this is like for example, let's say take the pink levels. This is the top extreme, the lower extreme. Just basic auction market theory. Nothing special. So what kind of questions you guys have? In the meantime, let me log into here. This is how you get your levels, what they mean, how you use gamma map. Okay. By the way, Cam is working on some crazy stuff for you guys. Uh, okay. The website still needs some working on. So next Monday, I think the dealer spreads is something. Should, this is the new stuff. The dealer spreads. Okay. How you get your levels? What they mean? How you use gamma map, etc. So how I get my levels is just basic auction market theory, right? Uh, I identify a balance, right? And I mark it out. That's it. I'll show you how I do it. What contract are we? EPM. Okay. So like from this, because it's a new contract, we're gonna just have a difficult time. Like determining levels. It's kind of crooked right now, but like you could see micro balances right here. Stream ended. Okay, wait. So, there you go. Should be back. Uh, okay. So for example, we're like at the 588. Okay, this would be, man, fuck. Why does it keep closing? Or this would be like a kind of like I'll take my drawing tool. 1 second. This this would be a micro balance. Okay, right. What else? This would be a micro balance too. Like these two we'll just have to see. Because it's a new contract, we don't have anything lower, but I'm pretty sure we can roll over. Give me a second. Mm, Yes, let's see if this works. 1 second. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. All right, but yeah, that's basically it. I'll show you all on TradingView. Try to show you. So, for example, uh, let me go on MES so I don't remove my levels. Uh, mm, so, for example, we take like this. Let's take this whole profile. Okay, I know it's a big profile, but we'll take it. Okay, so when we see we're going down here, like what auctions do we determine? Like I can see I can see two main auctions, right? I can see this, the big balance, and I can see we're kind of like now price is trying to go to this one. Okay, so I guess we'll just have to see how the buyers would react if we reach here, right? I don't personally take trades in the middle. Think of this, the middle of this area, and like you could use this as a pivot, but think of this area as this. You same with gamma map. You don't want to kind of get in a trade when we're in dealer long gamma because it usually chops, and especially when we're at the pin level, price usually chops, and if it wants to reject, it just chops and then rejects. Okay, so that after that, if you want to determine how it reverses and stuff, I personally do it using just reading the tape. That comes with market time. I can just teach you guys how to read the tape, you know. And this answers your question, Virgil. I think you enter with DOM or footprint. This is what I use for entries. This is my executions thing. This is what I read. I read this, the tape, which is the filtered out tape. I read these. I don't really care about footprint. I just read these, which is the summaries. This one and the depth of market. That's basically what I use. Uh, what else you guys have? Let me know. Any questions for now? Oh, by the way, is anyone recording this? Can someone perchance record this so whoever didn't make it can watch it? I'm waiting for you guys to ask questions. Can you share an example of free levels? Yeah, man, I can share one. It's just as I told you, the new contract kind of fucked it over. But let's use the bi-weekly for example. Please do record it because I can watch it tomorrow. Yeah, if someone can record it, it would be awesome. Yakberry, you recorded last time. Can you record this as well, please?
Oh, I can't this time because I'm on my phone right now.
Oh
I'm
shit.
driving. My bad.
Detain the recording. Okay, perfect. Can you share an example of your levels? Yeah, I'll share one right now. Like look here for example. You see this? This is the bi-weekly. This is a bi-weekly thing. A bi-weekly volume profile, right? This is what we did for the last 2 weeks. So it's kind of ugly. I don't like it. I don't like it this way because you see, it's like we established value like here mostly. So this would be kind of my point of interest, like kind of this area. This is where like buyers and sellers kind of deemed prices fair. So the idea would be I would be bid from here and I would be short from here, right? This is the whole idea of auction market theory. I don't know if I have a pen so I can draw it to you guys. So I'll show you. I'll draw it. So let's think of it as a let's think of it as an apple, right? So this this is distribution. Imagine this is a volume profile of an apple, right? Simply, not Apple the iPhones and shit, just Apple. This is the price right here is $1, okay, and here is $3, right? Like up here, oh shit, up here is $3, down here is $1, and within here is two, okay. So here, when it's $3, who do you think would be happy to execute here when an apple is at the cost of $3? Would buyers? Oh shit. Let me. Would buyers be happy to buy at $3? No, right? Because it's too expensive. Okay. Same when we're down here. Would sellers be selling at $1? No, right? And this stream keeps ending for some yeah, so this is basically how I read it. So here, same thing, legit. Here, sellers would be happy selling here because this is the extreme of like here we talked about an apple. Here we're talking about the S&P 500. Here, sellers would be happy to step in because this is the extreme of where prices were established, right? They'd be happy to sell here. Buyers would be happy to buy here. Same thing here. And within, both would be happy. Like the $2, both participants would be happy to transact in between. Okay. This is basically how I view it. I've been using this for like a year and it works wonders. Uh, what else? Another thing I forgot to mention. Let's say we're at $1. Okay. And a news event comes and says Apple's makes your uh makes you live longer, for example. So price spikes up, right? Because it makes you live longer. The same thing happens when we have like huge news events. You gotta think of it as how you view this. When you have crazy news events and then it's bullish, new price is established as fair price. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense. Uh, is there a guide to gamma map anywhere, like any videos? Yeah, yeah. Go look on our YouTube channel. Um, we just watch the latest video. You can watch the oldest one also. We have two videos. Just watch the latest one. But for the new features on the site, Cam and I will probably do another video. I'm gonna read this. J'ai pas capté comment lire le gamma map si par exemple je marque le gros strike, j'utilise le footprint pour voir fou. Puis agression pour entrer, ça marche. Euh, Ça dépend. Tu trades comment? What do you trade? KBTTP. What do you use for trade? Like how do you trade? Do you look at the dollar when trading S&P, for example? Like the actual dollar? Like the Forex dollar? No. I don't use Forex. Only thing I'm looking at when I trade this, viewing the auction as I explained to you guys, and this. And of course the tape. That's it. I don't use anything else. The only trade is, yeah, I only take trades based off my levels. Only. So I'll show you. I'll show you an example of a trade I would take using gamma map. Give me a second. Where's the razor? How do I erase this? This. Okay. Okay, never mind. Just focus here. Let's say tomorrow price comes down here. Okay? Down to this level. This extreme. Remember, this extreme is like I showed here. This extreme is, imagine this, a three, like when an apple is at $3 and we're coming back to it. Or imagine it's at $1, okay? My idea would be, since buyers took control of this balance and drove price higher. I don't know how, like, sure, it's an American stock, probably news or some shit. This is back in August. Price is now higher, right? So when we come down here, I would expect buyers to defend this, right? So if we go down here tomorrow at like around 520, and on gamma map we start going lower, okay? And we see interest build higher, like dealer long becomes higher, okay? This would indicate for me that buyers will take control of this, and we're gonna auction higher. And I use SPY to mark out my levels. So I'm gonna just mark it out just to show you. So how I mark it. So uh, let me just read questions. Can you also go over what level you're picking on gamma and why? Does GEX work better on ES or NQ? I'll go over it right now, detained. I'll mark out the gamma map levels on SPR in front of you guys. Does GEX work better on ES or NQ? I think I don't trade NQ personally. I only trade ES, but we have a lot of people that trade NQ, so I'm sure it works on both of them. And how do you specifically get them? I showed y'all how I get them. You just read this. You read the profile, whether it's a composite, whether it's daily, and you just take the extremes. Like you identify where buyers and sellers deemed price as fair. You take the extremes here and here, and that's it. And use order flow as your entry ticket. Yeah, no, I trade my own levels, which are these, and I use gamma for direction. Okay, and I use gamma for direction. Sometimes they, and most time they align. Yeah, exactly. It's dealer inventory. Yeah. Uh, so I'm gonna mark out my SPY levels. This for next. They're gonna change, but I'm gonna just show you all how it works. So first of all, pin level is an important level. Usually, pin price would want to go to pin level. Okay. So I'll mark pin level as my pin level. So 654. Here's pin level. And I recommend you guys do this as well. I have kind of templates preset already. My stream ended. Do it. One second. Ce que j'ai fait d'habitude, je regarde Gex pour savoir si les volatility est dampened ou accélérée. C'est encore des grosses règles. One second. KB, tu comprends quand je parle anglais? Do you understand when I speak English? Okay. So when we look here, we're not gonna look at, it's not like the usual Gex you're used to. This is dealer inventory versus retail inventory. Okay. So what we wanna see when it's positive, it's your bias would be towards the positive. Like I'll show you. For example, if we have um this, let me draw out. If we have positive above us, okay, and negative below us, this would be a bullish pattern. Uh, right? Price, let me delete this. Price would be bullish till here. Like here, the picture is not really clear, right? This picture is not really clear because this is for tomorrow. This is for next. Okay. But throughout the day, it develops most times than not, it develops a clear picture where the direction is. Okay.
I can go over some stuff now.
You want to go over it?
Yeah, I can go over some stuff.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who's all read the white paper yet? Has anybody read the white paper? And I updated the site. Good job. Everybody needs to read the white paper if you want to learn more about what this is about. Yeah, good job. I'm sure there's questions. I'm sure it's over your guys' head a little bit who are new to what dealer inventory is and what the importance of it is. So if you, me first, I fixed the site. I just kind of made it more simple, user friendly, not clunky. I was tired of all the clunkiness, but so let's look at QQQ, and I've been updating this with the new system. So I've made a lot of improvements to the algorithms and the accuracy over this weekend and last week. So it's going to be even better now for the V7, and it's all in the paper now. But basically, there's 4 paradigms that you're going to have to remember, and I've explained this before, and I'll put this in my white paper eventually. But essentially, what we're getting at is the dealers can only take on one position type, basically, from either direction. So they're either long a call, short a call, long a put, or short a put, right? So when retail is doing something, the dealer has to provide that inventory, right? And so looking at this, right? So this is tomorrow for QQQ. We can see 585 is a big pinning zone, right? Big target. This is a big pin area right now. But right now we have a lot of negative gamma, right? So there's going to be a lot of more volatility, and we have positive gamma starting to form below us. Now, obviously, 0 DTE, like what he was saying, is going to change the picture. This is just 1 DTEs from Friday. But essentially, you're going to look for patterns with your trading, right? Dealers are going to hedge, and this is where I'm going to add other Greeks soon, so it'll help you guys, and I'll go over those later. But right now, I want to educate more on gamma. So when you have more negative gamma, like I've said, it's going to be, price is going to be more volatile. Dealers are going to amplify the move. They're going to increase. You're going to get crazy candles. You're not going to get stabilizing moves. You're going to have a higher VIX, a higher volatility. It's going to be increased volatility. And one of the pictures I like to look at is if you have positive gamma below and more negative above in these situations, this is pretty bearish, but to a point, right? So it's bearish to a target, right? Probably the biggest positive gamma bar. That's where the move would dampen and price would slow down on the sell-off. When you have all negative gamma, it's going to go wherever retail wants it to go, and the dealers are going to amplify that move. That's why I provide the retail chart. Because in negative gamma, dealers are just going to be amplifying the direction of the move, right? Okay, so if we're long put dominant from retail during the day, and we're all negative gamma, the dealers are going to amplify those moves. It's going to be crazy chaos, right? Now, if we had all positive gamma, dealers inventory, they're going to be basically what I like to say is buying the dips, selling the rips. They're going to calm the market. That's more of a calmer ocean. Negative gamma is chaos, right? So if you're a day trader or futures trader or anything in regards to trading, negative gamma is going to be no. The retail inventory is just an idea of, first off, the retail picture is just, this isn't gamma.
It's usually
This is gamma. This is not gamma. These are just trades that are opened. I like to look at the retail though to kind of get an idea of what's going on, and you can look at different trade types. Like, so I keep track of it. So if you want to look at call vertical plays that retail is doing, you can see the gamma, not the gamma, but the positions for where call verticals are in play. If you want to look for iron condors, right? There's not a whole lot yet, but you can see the levels. There's 50 trades here. So iron condors, you can see the levels where iron condors are open for each leg. So these are legs to iron condors. So over here and over here. You can check any of these things. You can see where retail is selling puts, right? So these are where retail is selling puts in the market right now. You can check and analyze these positions, or you can look at everything and just see the dominant strikes, right? So you can see retail's longing a lot of puts here. They're selling a lot of puts here, you know, longing calls up here, longing calls out here, and they're selling calls right here, right? And if you want to see, okay, well, are they really selling calls or are these part of spreads, right? So then you can go in here and say, okay, are they vertical spreads in this? Oh yeah, so a lot of these were part of vertical spreads. The point is, I like to look at the retail chart to see what retail is doing, especially when we're in negative gamma, because if they're buying puts, so if we look at the long put chart, we can see they're really heavy dominant long puts in this area, 580, 585, 590, 580. So this negative gamma area is going to be a lot of volatility. And so that's how you're going to look at that is when you're in negative gamma, I like to look more into retail trading because the dealers are just going to amplify those moves, right? So you're not going to really see dealers are going to be following the grain. Now, when you're in positive gamma, that's when I would say dealers have more hand in the game. They're more in control of what happens there is they're going to be buying the dip, selling the rip, right? And this is not a good example because again, the market's really let's go to Coke. Let's go to Coke for I did some farming on the new V7 to do some testing on stuff. Here's a good one for Coke. Coke right now, what paradigm does this look like, guys? What does this look like? We are negative above and positive below. Right. So in general, this is a bearish pattern for Coke right now. And so it's more bearish, but to a target. So these could be hitting areas through here and support, right? Right. And then if we flush down here, we have 70 as a potential target. But if we go through here, price could get really crazy. It's more volatile. Dealers are going to amplify the swings on Coke. You're going to see crazier moves on the charts. And then up here, it's damped volatility. But right now, this is a bearish, weaker pattern, right? Let's go check ONDS for next week. ONDS kind of had the same. Let's check dealer chart for next week. Next. Same thing. We have negative above and positive below, right? So dealers are going to cause some volatility and up above, and then retail's longing calls, and these are probably part of spreads if I had to guess. I mean, it's not a big ticker, but if you look at call verticals, I bet a lot of these are part of spreads. But the point is, negative above, positive below. These are the targets. Price is already in the positive gamma area, so it's sold off. If it was so, if you look at Nvidia is a good one, guys. What is Nvidia? So Nvidia is negative below, positive above. It's a little bit more healthy. So if we look at weekly chart from Nvidia, this is a perfect example of the opposite. Nvidia is negative below, positive above, right? So 180 pin area, negative below, positive. So far from next week, we have, and why is this? Why are we negative? This is a perfect JEX paradigm. Perfect JEX paradigm. What is retail doing? What retail does in JEX paradigms? They're longing puts and they're selling calls. Okay. So, and this is a perfect JEX paradigm. This is what VQZ is talking about when I'm talking about. You want to look for perfect setups like this, especially in intraday. Right here, this dealers are de-amplifying the move. They are buying dips, selling rips. Okay. So the target is 180. It's a pin area. If price comes down here a little bit, they're going to buy the dip and sell the rip. Buy the dip. So this is a JEX paradigm. Okay. Not necessarily. The only a JEX paradigm is just the normal quote unquote JEX that you would see on typical software. Because when you go look at like spot gamma or unusual whales, where you just go look at a regular open interest gamma exposure chart, they don't have they don't know who bought or sold the option like we do. They don't classify every trade. They don't know what the dealers are holding. So they only give a general picture of JEX paradigm. So in a JEX paradigm, negative gamma, when price is in this negative gamma, okay, dealers are amplifying the moves, and up here it is de-amplifying the moves. When you're by the flip point right here, they usually buy the dip and then they sell the rip. So I like to play the flip point, right? So 175 is probably going to be below 175. You start getting more weaker and you start getting more amplified moves. And then when you get below the flip point, which is right here in this area, this volatility region, you're going to get more amplified moves on Nvidia. And that's where we could start selling off to the positive gamma zones, right? 150. But right now, this is a healthier picture. If I had all this positive gamma down here and then negative above here, I would be a lot more concerned that we would accelerate down to here and sell off more. And so that's where eventually it's going to be useful to see charm, because charm is the Greek for when dealers have to hedge your delta based on time decay. And so charm will be a good useful chart, especially for later in the week. But yes, basically just know that when you're in positive gamma like this, price is going to be a little bit more stabilizing. It's going to be buy the dip, sell the rip. When you're in negative gamma, you're going to be more volatile, okay? And during intraday, like if I was looking at this chart and this was SPY, right? And let's say price was like right at 175 right now. I would be looking potentially that we would be going to 180 because this is the target. It's the busiest spots for dealers to hedge to, right? And so this is a busy spot, obviously. 180 is the positive gamma bar. It's a dominant sold call strike for retail. And you can see. And then you can also, like I said, you can always check what retail is doing and looking at all that. But the point is, yeah, this is a, yeah.
Can you go up and stay on the Gex paradigm a little? I want to just say something. JT, you said if we see this picture, would you want to go shorts? No. What you want is the market is gonna do what the market wants to do, right? But what we know from this picture is that we're mostly gonna be bullish. Like this picture screams bullish. I'm not gonna take any shorts if I see this on ES on anything. So the market's, as I said, the market's gonna do whatever it wants to do. So if it goes down, and however you trade, at whatever levels you have, if you trade like me, if you trade whatever you want, if you have levels below us telling you to go bid or to buy, you take those levels. Basically, like that's how I do it. If I see this, I'm gonna go bid and target that strike. That's basically it. Go ahead, Ken. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. So if we look at SoFi, it's kind of been bearish recently. So if we go to like next week, this is pretty negative gamma for the week of April. This is pretty negative gamma. We have a lot of volatility, potential target of 20, but we just have a lot of amplified moves. Now, what I see is retail's fighting each other here. So right, we got long puts, we got long calls, and then we have a dominant sold call wall. So in this specific, SoFi is more weak. 16 seems to be a potential target right now. But if price starts breaking out and we start getting this to be positive gamma, and I start seeing like if you watch the tape and you see health, then I would say yes, go long, especially this being your potential target. But let's try monthly. So what monthly looks like. Monthly, more anti-jacks, right? So the monthly chart so far is just weak. There's nothing here but negative volatility with a potential weakness to 13 building up down here. So the point is, SoFi so far does not look like it's something that I'm like, wow, this is going to be completely bullish unless some news comes out and changes that. The point is, dealer inventory is definitely bearish, right? This is not a good picture. I don't like the way this looks. So that's the way I look at that. So Oxy's been bullish, guys. Why has Oxy been bullish? It's been a straight Jex paradigm, healthy to 62. Last week it was a full Jex paradigm to 60. And you can just see it's been more healthy. Okay, so let's go to go to here. As you can see, this looks like a spread. I guarantee this might be part of a spread if I had to guess. I don't think I have it farmed yet. No, but this is definitely part of a spread. But yeah, Oxy's been more healthy. It's been more bullish. Let's check APLD. Okay, so APLD for next week. We can see that this is more bearish. We have targets. Looks like we can pin back and forth between 27 and 25. And mostly a negative gamma environment, right? We can see what retail's doing. So you can just always look, longing puts down here, sold puts. I mean, if you're selling puts, you're selling calls. Like I said, you can see all the plays that retail currently has open. I'm curious what oh, that's cool. Let's see what else they got. Let's see what retail is doing with put verticals. So they're selling, these are put vertical, these are spreads. You can see legs of spreads and stuff. Call vertical. Okay, so these are call vertical. And then let's look at, let's see what else. They have strangles open right now. Yep, so these are all the strangle plays that retail is doing. So yeah, these are just part of the legs of a strangle. I mean, for those that don't know what a strangle is when you sell an option on both sides of the stick. So someone's selling options both these directions, or these are long plays. So this might be a long strangle or a straddle, you could call it. Let's see if they have straddle on here. Yeah, we have straddle. So here's part of a straddle. Big order there. Holy crap. So okay, let's see what else we got. Short puts, I'm just curious. 25 is our put wall. So 25 can be a support, especially when retail is selling puts. So this down here can act as a support, 25 level. Now, what I mean by that is dealers will defend this line in the sand, but if we break 25, then dealers start having to sell because they're delta hedging. And I'll go over more about how the dynamics of delta hedging works from dealers, but essentially, with gamma and stuff, like I said, they're going to amplify the direction. Dealers are going to do the best to defend the move, especially on negative gamma. But if they lose a level, like let's say we lost SPY 680 that one time. It was a negative gamma spot, and then when we broke below 680, dealers really flush us. So it's really important to kind of watch these regions, right? I would say 25 here is a dominant support from dealer gamma because it's positive gamma, retail selling puts. So like I said, this is going to be a support. But if we lose 25, we could flush. It's a gamma squeeze down, right? So so far we're seeing chop between 25 and 27 for this week. Is how I would look at that. If this was real time, obviously tomorrow when trades open up, we're going to see a different picture. But this is so far what we have for Friday from all the trades that are opened.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Can you show the guys how to determine, for example, on SPY, how to determine our put support and our resistance and our support and our targets, just in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah. So yes, correct. Because positive gamma is going to be more, and it's not. And the way it works is gamma doesn't actually create like a support. It's a pinning area, gravitation, and it can bounce off of it. But it's not like it's just more like how dealers hedge the position. It's not really like it's a just dominant support. What actually creates the repellent force when we bounce is Vanna. And again, I'll educate Vanna later on, and I'll put that on the site. I just took it off because I don't want to confuse people. I want to educate first. But yeah, so 646 tomorrow so far is a support. 645 is dealer negative gamma, right? So this could be volatility. If they're not really putting a support at 645 right now. For tomorrow at least. So we have dampened volatility up here in the 650 range, which makes sense, right? So we get up here, we're more safe. This is kind of almost kind of a Jex paradigm, right? A little bit, not too much though. But we have some damping volatility through here. But if price starts selling off, it'll get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I'll share more. But tomorrow during 0 DT hour, when the market opens up and we have more trades coming in, I'll be sure to go over more plays and explain what's going on. But
Ryan asked you, when do you plan on adding Vanna back?
I will soon. Yeah, I'll add it back soon, ASAP. I'll add it back before tomorrow.
All right. Does anyone have any questions regarding this? So as Cam said, you mostly want to look at our software as direction. Sometimes when we transition over from positive to negative, we can get some crazy ass rejections, and they usually align with levels you trade, depending on how you trade. But mostly they align using my levels.
Yeah, look at Friday. Friday was a trend day down, right? But the candles are just crazy. Like, look at this. This 5-minute candle was nuts. Like, if let's go to a 1-minute candle. Maybe that'll be a little bit more crazy because these candles. Like, look at this. I mean, this went almost 3 points up and sold off instantly. This right here is a perfect example of negative gamma, guys. This right here is example of what dealers are doing. They're buying the rips and they're selling the dips. They're just amplifying swings chaotically. So it's almost like when we're in negative gamma, they're letting Weeble, come on, man. It's the best. I hate Weeble. I don't use it to trade. I just love the chart. I don't know why. I've always loved their charting. Okay, but yeah, this is complete negative gamma, right? So we had a down day. But during the downfall, because negative gamma typically is where you're going to be selling off, right? Especially when you have positive gamma below. But you're going to be selling off, but you're not selling off like you think. It's not just straight arrow down. It's just a chaotic swings. Like you think, okay, you buy the dip, but then you get screwed. You get screwed. It's just like they're buying the dip, selling the rip, buying the dip, selling the rip, amplifying the. No, I'm sorry, not buying the dip, selling the dip, buying the rip, selling the dip, buying the rip, selling the dip, buying the rip. So it's just causing this crazy chaos candles that you can't really trade off of. I mean, you might be able to get a bounce, but for these people right here got screwed. Like if they bought when they didn't sell or they tried to chase up here, I mean, that was a fast drop and they just got destroyed and that quickly. This is not something you would normally see in positive gamma. Okay, positive gamma, you're going to have more of a calm behavior. You're not going to see these crazy things unless there's just, like I said, there's news or something that comes out. But the point is the actual flow of direction from dealer hedging is not going to be like this, right? So we're in negative gamma, so you're going to expect more chaos. So tomorrow, yeah, I'm just kind of keeping an eye. Obviously, overnight, we'll see what happens. I know Trump did some stuff over the weekend, but I wouldn't be surprised if we open up below 650 on SPY and we're back to a negative gamma region and some more volatility this week. So tomorrow, I'm just going to be looking out for my levels and seeing what happens with 0 DTE. If I see a bunch of positive gamma below and negative above, I'm probably not going to sell my put credit spreads until we get further down and let the price just sell off. But if I start seeing bullishness, then I can play it that way. So the point is, you just kind of have to watch. It takes time to practice. And yes, I will add more Greeks to help. Vanna is really, really useful because a lot of times what people think gamma is what dealers are hedging, it can be Vanna too. Vanna, especially in these environments when volatility is higher, the dealers have to hedge their volatility. And Vanna is just the impact of deltas based on volatility, the move of implied volatility. So Vanna is really important, and I'll get that added. But yes, just know that negative gamma is crazy. Positive gamma is dampening. You're going to get calmness in positive gamma. So if we break out and we come up next week, we can start to see positive gamma being built. But if we go down, we got the negative gamma zone. So the point is, this almost looks like a JEX paradigm. If you kind of just look at the general picture with some support at 641, it looks like, and 646 with potential supports and slowdowns. And then mostly dominant positive gamma above and mostly negative gamma below, right? So you're kind of seeing that. If we look at the monthly chart, right, we have a lot of negative gamma below us right now. And that's why we're highlighting it as a volatility zone, right? Because this is a lot of negative gamma, and up here you can see more positive gamma being built. But right now 640 looks like it's a very, very scary level, right? The dealers, it just updated. But you can see we have 640 being a very scary level and a lot of negative gamma down here. 650 again is a transitional zone. Dealers are not providing support at 650, right? For the monthly chart, you can see. So positive gamma up here, but right now we are in negative gamma territory. So I expect this week to still be chaos, right? So let's look at QQQ on the monthly. Again, 590 critical level. We're below it. It looks like we don't get to positive gamma until we get to like 602. I mean, from the monthly chart. 585 has been our island right here at 585. More volatility down here, guys. More volatility. So we're just in a volatility region. If we get above 600, obviously we have positive gamma, so price would be more bullish. But until then, and that's how I look at it, right? So let's go look at NVIDIA monthly. Okay, the monthly chart for NVIDIA still shows bullish, right? So we still have a dominant positive gamma area here for NVIDIA. So this is more buy the dip, sell the rip. NVIDIA is just a strong sucker right now. It's just hard for NVIDIA to sell off, which I mean, when we ripped to 200 and then we came down, but still the last several months, we've just been hovering around this 170 to 190 price range, just this positive gamma, right? So, and there's gamma updated again over the weekend right there. So yeah, even more positive gamma for you guys right there. And the reason why it updates like that is because over the weekend, gamma is still being calculated on my server, because as time progresses, gamma changes. So you can see gamma change a little bit over the weekends. APLD, if you look at the monthly chart, you can still see positive above, negative below, but we're in negative gamma. 30 is not a support or resistance. We have negative gamma below us, so we're in a volatility range. You can look at Tesla. My price thing's screwed up right now. Did I fix Tesla's price thing? I did, I guess. Here's Tesla. We are in negative gamma with a strong pin at 370. We don't get back to positive gamma unless we break 390 on Tesla, right? So Tesla is more in a negative gamma zone.
Cam, can I just go over something real quick for the futures, guys? So
Yeah.
for futures, guys, if you see dealer be mostly negative, like this, exactly this picture, you would take mean reverting trades and it would be violent, right? Same goes for if we're mostly positive, right? When we don't
Mhm.
have a clear direction, when we have like a clear direction, when I mean by clear direction, if you have negative below, positive above, that's clear bull. If we have positive below, negative above, that's clear bear. But when one is like super dominant and it's mostly negative, mostly positive, you would take like mean reverting trades. We're gonna range during the day. Like be like ranging depends on being volatile or not. All depends on whether dealer is long or short gamma.
Yeah. And look at this. If you look at SPY, 650 is our big zone, and 640. These are going to be accelerant zones. And I'm going to update this, guys, the monthly picture for SPY tonight, because this is not with my new updates, so you can't see all the retail stuff, what they're doing, and it's going to be even better. But the picture is going to change much. The point is, we don't get to positive gamma until we probably get above 660s, where up here, we don't, I mean, up here is positive gamma more. We're dominant, but down here, they're really negative gamma right now. And as you get closer to price in the strikes, gamma can grow. So down here, we're really negative gamma right now. We don't have much positive gamma right now growing up here, and a lot of people aren't longings. And if you look at retail long puts right now, I mean, retail is just longing everything. 640 is a long, heavy zone, right? So you can just see the market's just really trying to bid in a downward fall right now, and people are hedging to the downside. Short puts, we have some short puts. People are retail selling puts. But you can just see every trade. The point is we are dominant negative gamma from a dealer perspective, which makes, I mean, the whole market is. If you look at, I won't have SPX coming up because I'm going to be doing some stuff with it. But yeah, SPX, at the monthly chart, looks like we have some positive gamma at 662. Oh, never, nope, yeah, 6625. But look, we are below 660 on SPY and 6600 on SPX. So we are just, right now, we are just in negative gamma territory for SPX. I mean, we're just high volatile. There's nothing. Positive gamma doesn't start building until it gets up here above 6600, right?
And,
So
and it's expected because we're in a war. Like it's
yeah, it's
not
just,
unusual.
yeah. So that's just the way I look at it. So Oxy, bullish on the monthly chart. Makes sense. Oil is good. So this is a JEX paradigm. Oop, it just updated again. But yeah, let's, I need to update that. That is, oh, there it goes. It's just my bar hovering screwed up. That's positive gamma. But you can see now on the monthly chart, I got to fix this UI bug. It drives me nuts. But you can see this is positive gamma below. This is positive gamma below and negative above. So this is looking a little bit, so like 65 looks like we could potentially be a top right now. And we have all this negative below. So if we start seeing a bunch of negative below and positive below us and negative above, then it looks like the rally is probably over and they're going to start pinning us downward, right? So typically, price wants to get to positive gamma, guys, but the negative gamma can cause chaos to get there, right? And so when we're in this negative gamma region, dealers are going to amplify the moves like crazy. So, but yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to get some more updates done tonight. I'm working on the site to make it even more simple. I also fixed that annoying bug, guys. When you sign in, I know you guys are, some people were talking about it, where you have to click multiple times and it takes you to the top of the page. And then, so now you can just smoothly just sign in and just open the dashboard. So that's fixed. So that
Let's
bug's
see.
fixed.
Anyone has any questions from what Cam was talking about? Like anything you guys can ask. And once again, just to clarify, you want to add this software. It's extremely powerful, but you want to add it to what you trade already. This is I'm talking to the futures guys specifically. Like options, you can trade options only using this. But I love chaos. We all love chaos, man. When SPX will be available? Cam, when will we support SPX?
My plan, the thing is right now we run this on a server on my computer. My computer's a server. So right now our goal is when we start growing and the company grows and our funding grows, is I'm going to be getting a strong AWS server that can support where we can have so many tickers under the sun. And that's the point. You're going to see the general picture, guys. It doesn't matter if you have SPX or SPY. We're negative game on both. So the point is, it's not going to really change a whole lot of the structure. They're correlated. Yeah, exactly. But the point is, when I get this AWS server, it's going to cost us like $1,500 a month, but it gives my computer's 32 gigabytes of RAM. this is like 256 gig of RAM. So it's just going to be a more core processing. So it's just going to be better where we can get more. SPX has so much volume, like there can be up to 2 million trades a day on SPX. It's just a lot to process. It's not that we can't have SPX, but it could be delayed. Trades are stuck in my queue being processed and classified. And these might be like 5 minutes ago. So the picture you see on the site, it starts getting farther and further delayed because of the computation time isn't keeping up. So if we don't have SPX, it'll keep up better for SPY, QQQ, it'll be live. And I want live data. And so the point is, my goal is when we get a server is to have all this in real time, pretty much almost no lag, like maybe a 5-second delay at most where it refreshes every 5 seconds. So you're getting, I mean, almost close to live as live can be, which is going to be really critical and going to be powerful.
Yeah, so basically, the more people we have in, the more we are
Expand.
gonna reinvest. Exactly, we're investing in data center, etc. So if you guys
Yep.
truly enjoy the software and it's truly helping you out, just put the word out. Like, trust me, it helps us, it helps you guys, it helps the people you're helping out. And I know some of you guys have seen how powerful the software is, and Cam is working on something even more powerful, which we're
Yep.
gonna introduce coming soon. We're gonna have like crazy accuracy.
Yep. Things are really improving really quick. So
Yep. W speed. I think we wrap it up here. If it does,
Yep.
if no one else has any questions, what you guys anything? Ohio confusion. Okay. All right, man. I think we wrapped it up. You guys have a good night. Ryan, bro, come on. What's with the dog? Good night. Yo.
All right, bro. Cheers.
Good
Cheers.
night.
Cheers. Yo, whoever
Good night.
recorded, Detain, can you send me possibly the recording so I can put it through, possibly upload it to YouTube? It would be great. Let me just send the sticker before I leave. Where's my stickers? There you go.
Yo, guys, everybody's gonna be a millionaire, bro. Trust. Just get software.
Yeah, I talked about futures in the beginning. Yo, how you guys like my sticker before I leave? You guys like it? Ryan, man, what the fuck?
That's me when I look at the software.
What's recording? Yeah, I'll upload it to YouTube when I'm gonna leave, man. You guys have a good night. Goodbye.
Epstein, fuck niggas!